I'm back for another video. This one's not as fast-paced or normal. Actually, I'm going to make it as fast-paced as possible now because I'm tired. I want to go to bed, but I also don't have homework right now. And I wanted to take advantage by making a journal video, mainly because I used to write journals in a Google Doc from 4th grade to 8th grade. I wrote a bunch of journals, and those were boring in the moment. No, they were fun in the moment. It was just good to recap my life, let the thoughts flow and look back on for fun. And then I also had like a friend who insisted that I share it with him, who could stalk my life 24/7, and then ask me questions about my personal life that I wrote about in my journal. But I'm gonna make this one less personal because I'm gonna put it on the internet on a page where I can look back at old stuff and just laugh at my past self. And mainly I'm doing this because I look back at some of my old videos recently, and I thought they were interesting. Some of them were cringe, some of them were funny. I think it's just fun to reflect on myself. So I'm making this here so I can reflect on myself now, a year later, or whatever time later. And I'm hoping that I seem really stupid because you're not growing unless you can look back on your past self and say that you seemed really stupid. I heard that was a golden quote that I heard. But anyways, I'm going to make this really fast-paced. Hopefully, I usually get off track a lot, but my ninth grade year, I'm not going to recap because that's already gone. It was a roller coaster of emotions, but it was a fun year overall. I had an enjoyable ninth grade. But now it's 10th grade, and the first thing I'm going to talk about is Gov School. So last year, around mid-year, they talked about Gov School applications. I saw it. I had no interest in it. Then I met this girl who was exceptionally smart and then had super high expectations. And then she went to a boarding school and said that I should do something and get out of the school that I'm currently in because apparently it's really bad, which I didn't really know anything about. But apparently there's like this consensual agreement between everyone in the area that this town sucks. So I guess it makes sense that she'd want to leave a town if it sucks. But anyways, I had no interest in governor school, which is basically just like more advanced school that you go to for the first half of the day, then you come back to normal school. You take your core classes, get AP credits. Basically, it's just more difficult school, more challenging. And I had no interest until she came along and then, did a lot of talking about high expectations or something. And then also my brothers were like, they said when they were my age, a lot of their friends did Gov School, and then they kind of got left out because their friends all went to Gov School. So I'm like, oh, sure, if all your smart friends are going to go to Gov School, then why not go to Gov School? But as it turns out, none of my smart friends went to Gov School, except for two people that I knew who were, good, smart people, but a lot less than, the actual friend base group. But anyways, I applied in approximately a month. I did the essay in about 30 minutes. I filled out the forms over the course of a month, and I took an IQ test, and then I got in. So yippee. School started like 2 weeks before actual Millbrook school started, so it starts before base school. I need water. But yeah, I went into the classes, and to be honest, it was a lot to handle. Not even a lot, to be honest. I'm over-exaggerating. AP Chemistry is the worst existence to ever exist, and it's just pure memorization. And like when they say it's hard work, it's exactly that. It's just hard work. But just like comprehension, you just like constantly. It's so fast paced, and it's annoying the amount of homework they give. But I guess that's what I signed up for at Gov School. I made it, and I got there, and I got a D on my first chem quiz, which was when I realized I have to start locking in. So throughout the quarter, I grinded so hard, and I worked my way from a D on my first quiz all the way to like an A for the final quarterly grade. But yeah, to make this fast-paced, AP Chemistry is awful. The teacher's pretty cool. They made like a whole lore document on him. They know where he lives, his mom's name, how much his net worth is, his whole childhood, where he was born, his university. They have a whole document about him because he's just that notorious of a figure that they just have to keep tabs on him. He found the document, and then he just wrote a comment and said, "Stop stalking me," or something. He's a pretty chill guy. I like him, but I hate the subject so much. We're forced to take this class called or it's not AP, it's just called Research. It's pretty boring. Pretty easy, I guess, though, and kind of fun. You do like some experiments. AP Chem, you also do like science experiments, and surprisingly, no one's burned themselves yet. So that's impressive. But AP Humanities, which is basically just English, it is one of my least favorite classes. I guess I can just say that about every Gov School class. AP Humanities is half thinking, half English. By thinking, I mean like the world, like philosophy. And our first unit was like perspective, closely followed by Socrates. And if you don't know who Socrates is, um, he's this philosopher who said, "What is death?" on his deathbed, and then he died, and then everyone made a big deal about it. We learned about him. We spent like a month analyzing his documents and his philosophical meanings, and I already forgot everything we learned, to be honest. It was so painful, but I like flunked all those tests because they're so stupid. It's like, what does he mean by like, when I die I'm alive? Like, what does that mean? I'm like, oh, that's stupid. It means nothing. But like, let me think of an actual example. One of the things we learn is like Socrates has this philosophy where he's like, all things are opposites. You can't have heat without cold, and you can't have happiness without sadness. I made that one up, but it's like the theory of opposites. And then he said, you can't live without being dead, and you can't die without being alive. And then like, it was about when you die, do you reincarnate or are you just dead? It was so annoying to learn about, but basically humanities was an absolute pain. The teacher, it's one of the classes that I actually have to think about like what I'm doing for once, which it's like I think in a way that I usually think like at home, like deep thought, deep thinking about like life that you don't expect to do anywhere else, but they actually go into it in the class, which it's interesting, but I also hate it, but it's also interesting. So like, honestly, everything in Gov School is a love-hate relationship. It's fun, but at the same time, it's just so painful. But anyways, that's humanities. Last class is AP Pre-Calc, which is awful. Not because it's difficult, it's super easy. I got an 100 in the first quarter because everything is review from last year. That's why it's really important that I had a good teacher last year, Mr. Crockett, that absolute legend. He gave piles on piles of homework, and I hated him at the time. But I can't argue with the results because I understood everything so well. And now this year, I'm having the easiest time of my life because I didn't realize AP Pre-Calc is just reviewing Algebra 2. It's mostly review of Algebra 2. So, since my Algebra 2 teacher was an absolute god of society, I'm now super good at AP Pre-Calc. So thank him, and also my AP Pre-Calc teacher has dementia. I don't know if she actually does have dementia, but she forgets everything. She's really stupid. She doesn't teach anything. Nobody likes her. She goes on rants constantly. I don't know why she's teaching at Gov School. Literally, base school is further ahead than Gov School, which is so stupid because we're supposed to be the advanced class pushing ahead, but somehow normal school is ahead of us because that's just how bad our teacher is. Anyways, so just fully go through Gov School. I know this was supposed to be fast, but I really stretched it out. Gov School, interesting, very interesting. Whether or not it was worth doing, I say overall it was probably worth doing. I get swamped with homework a bunch nowadays, but I don't mind like doing more work, to be honest. It's just work. I'm the guy that like I'm lazy, but I'll do what's necessary. So overall, Gus was interesting, fun, worth the experience, I guess. But also, it's a lot of work. So love-hate relationship. Anyways, other things to recap. This is probably the only other thing I'm going to recap. Oh yeah, another thing. But the marching season. How can I recap this in the fastest way possible with only the relevant details? This year's was Pipe Dreams. That was the theme. And we have a new band director because our old one left because he wants more money and he wants to be next to the freaking Virginia Beach. So he left us for money and a beach. And now we have a new guy. He's pretty chill, not as good as the old guy, but we were adapting to him this year, so the season was a bit rough. We kind of just had to like get to know each other a bit more, and then he also had a show from the old band director, so he didn't really know the actual meaning of the show. The show was called Pipe Dreams, by the way, which I don't even understand, but it was pretty bad. And also, the freshmen are awful. They don't know what they're doing. This year, just the freshman class this year is absolutely horrendous. I'm not. I feel like I've said that before because I say it all the time, but I have to say it again. I hate the freshmen this year. They're so stupid. I don't know why. Most of them are really stupid. There are a few who are decent, but most of them are so annoyingly stupidly. They're just stupid. But I'll deal with it. Next year, I'm section leader of my section, of the low brass section in band, so I get to work with this year's freshmen and next year's freshmen all at once, me, by myself. The only junior, not even senior, I'm a junior next year, which, oh yeah, that's going to be rough. Although I heard at our other school nearby, Sharando, I heard a lot of their section leaders are sophomores, which I don't know how you can have a sophomore as a section leader. Usually in our school, the seniors are the best, so they're the section leader. But apparently, at one of our rivaling schools, their sophomores are the best because their seniors are probably stupid and bad. Supposedly, I don't really know. But they're, whatever. They made finals this year. We didn't, so I can't really say anything. But we made finals last year, and I hope we'll make finals next year because our director actually seems really cool. Seems like he can make a cool show. So whatever happens next year, I'm excited. I get to lead low brass. That'll either be a mess or I'll properly lead. I'm definitely going to be asking a lot of people on like leadership advice so I can like properly yell at kids the way a leader should. And it's good experience to be the guy who's like taking control and leading stupid people. But that's basically my recap of my marching season. It was not really impactful this year. It was just a rough learning curve. But yeah, I'm gonna miss a lot of the seniors graduating this year. I miss a lot of the seniors who graduated last year. These past 2 years, we lost a lot of good people, and in the coming 2 years, I'm going to be building the foundation for the next generation, the next low brass reputation. I'm going to be building that because I'm section leader for 2 years straight. And I'm going to build up the best section, hopefully. Hopefully, I don't really know. But I think that's basically all. I joined academic team, like it's a club about trivia, because I was convinced by a friend she said, there's math problems. And I'm like, oh, math problems, easy, I can do math problems. And it's good practice. So I went to the meeting, and there were no math problems. And there was just normal trivia, and I got smoked horrendously. And now I'm there, because she won't let me go, and I'm just staying in the club, because why not? It's, hopefully I can learn something new in trivia. I'm pretty stupid, though, so. Oh well, that's trivia. And also, indoor track is starting. I'm going to like preseason workouts right now. Toby told me to buy new shoes because apparently mine don't have enough padding, so I bought new shoes. That was pretty irrelevant. I don't know why I mentioned that, but yeah, I'm gonna be doing indoor track this winter. I guess I'd rather do it instead of doing nothing. And yeah, that's pretty much my recap. I'm gonna do like one of these once a month, maybe whenever I'm not swamped with homework, just so I can like recap how my month went and look back on, how stupid I am in the past. It's like a good time capsule. But yeah, that's the only relevant things that I can remember. So hopefully future me can handle, gov school and all this messy stuff. But anyways, peace out, gang.